In this video, I'm going to discuss naman business income earners. And unlike the previous discussion, compensation income earners, here we don't have employer-employee relationship. And what we will be dealing here is your business income. So let's use your business income and place it in your regular income tax model. So get your GBI, gross business income, minus your allowable deduction to get your taxable business income. So I place it here because I will be writing a lot, no? And I need space. So the very first thing that you will look for in problems is the annual gross sales or receipts. So by annual, it means 1 year, right? Plus your other non-operating income. Sir, what if in the problem there is no other non-operating income? Of course, it's zero, right? If it's not given, it's zero. Okay, so after getting the value of these two, your annual gross sales or receipts plus other non-operating income, you will be placing them into two holders. What are these holders? Number one, you have holder for those amounting to 3 million pesos and below. That's one. And then you will do another for those who are getting more than 3 million pesos. So if you are in 3 million and below, you have options, no? You can choose between the 8% option or the graduated rates option. I'll just write capital O. So if you are in 3 million and below, you have two options, the 8% option or the graduated rates option. But if you are here, more than 3 million, you don't have a choice. You will be using the graduated rates option. Okay, so given this, you have three designations. You can be availing of the 8% option, the graduated rate option for 3 million and below, and also the graduated rates option for more than 3 million. So how will we go about these different options? I'll start with the 8% option. By the way, if you are in 3 million and below, you have two options, right? What if in the problem there is no mention of what to use? If the problem is silent, like there is no mention of what was used, the default selection is the graduated rates. So let me discuss 8% option. So for 8% option, your gross business income is your gross sales or receipts. I will not write it in full anymore. And then you will get your other non-operating income, which you will add. So these two comprise your gross business income. How about for deduction? By the way, remember that here I'm only talking about those who are earning business income purely. Because there is another topic, mixed income earner. When we say mixed, that person is getting compensation as well as business. Here, I'm assuming everything is business. So in that case, if everything is business, you have an allowable deduction of 250,000. And if you can recall your compensation income earners, in compensation income earners, they don't have allowable deductions, right? It's always zero, although they have exclusions. To get your taxable business income. So that's how you will go about the problem if you are given the 8% option. So what will you do after this? After that, you have your taxable business income, right? So what you will do is get that amount and multiply it by 8%. Anyways, that's your option, right? 8%. So you get your TBI times 8%. And what you will get here, the answer here, will be payment for two things. This is payment for the income tax as well as the business tax. Again, if you availed of the option, you got the basis, you got the taxable business income. If you multiply that by 8%, the amount that you will get is not only payment for income tax, but also payment for business tax. Because there's a difference. Income tax, you are paying tax because you are earning. Business tax, you are paying tax because you are engaged in business. So those are different things. Now, what if you are using the graduated rates option under 3 million and below? For the gross business income, you will get your, same with the one earlier, gross sales or receipts. That's part of the gross business income, as well as your other non-operating income. But for the deductions, it's not 250 here, no? I will elaborate this later, but for now, I will just write it. You have an option between the itemized deduction or the optional standard deduction. And if there is no mention of what the taxpayer will use between these two, the default selection is the itemized deduction to get your taxable business income. After you get your taxable business income, you will refer to the tax table, right? To get your income tax. Your income tax only. Sir, how about my payment for the business tax? Because I'm engaged in business. So you also have to pay tax, right? Yes. So to compute the business tax here, no, in graduated rates under 3 million and below, you will just be getting your gross sales or receipts, and then you will multiply it by 3% to get your business tax. That's how you compute the business tax here. And this one is called specifically percentage tax. And here you will be seeing a big difference. Earlier, you got the basis, multiply it by 8%, that's it. Here, you are sourcing it from two different items. The income tax was sourced from the taxable business income, while the percentage tax was sourced from the gross sales or receipts. Now, how about if your annual gross sales or receipts plus other non-operating income is more than 3 million? So how do I go about my regular income tax model? So let's have that. It's the same actually with the one earlier. I will just be changing something in the computation for the business tax. So what I will do is just copy, because again, it's the same. And here, after you get your taxable business income, same with the one earlier, refer to the tax table to get your income tax. And then, for this one, since you are getting something above the threshold for VAT is 3 million. If you are getting something above that, no, you should now pay the value-added tax. So here, instead of multiplying it by 3%, you will be multiplying this now by 12% to get the business tax. And specifically, this one is called value-added tax. This is the only difference between this one and the one earlier. Now, I will talk about itemized deduction and the optional standard deduction. So, to repeat, no, if there is no mention of the selection between these two, you will be using itemized deduction. So this is the default selection. Here, what you will deduct from your gross business income would be expenses related to business. That's what you will deduct in general. So just to make this simple, you will be deducting here are your cost of sales as well as your expenses. And that's it. Because you have two options. You can deduct from your gross business income these two, your cost of sales and expenses, but you can also do it the other way. What's the other way? Is by using the optional standard deduction. Now, what's the deduction if we try to employ this one? This is also called OSD. So for OSD, the deduction would be 40% of your gross sales or receipts. Again, I only mentioned gross sales or receipts. This will not include your other non-operating income. So given that, it's either you will deduct both cost of sales and expenses or 40% of your gross sales or receipts. So that's how you do the deductions. Itemized deduction, optional standard deduction. And that's it for this video. For the exercise, I will do it in another video because this is too long already.